Welcome to yet another session from Concurate, wherein we try to bring great actionable insights around content marketing so that you don't just generate website traffic, but you generate leads and not just generate, but convert them. And we say it once, we say it again that internal chatter is something that will help you convert more. We shall share more about what internal chatter is and how you can use. Today, we are specifically going to talk about Google's latest update to its search algorithm. They call it Helpful Content Update. Now, let's dig in to understand what it is and what can we do to rank better. And when I say rank better, that is to be found when your target audience is looking for you. So now there are two approaches to writing the content. One is people focused and one is search engine focused. Now, as per the latest update from Google, it is going to reward the content that is people focused, and it will lower the ranking for the content that it feels has not actually written for human and by a human. And how will it identify that? And because it is the algorithm that is going to judge our content and bring it to the audience, we need to understand how it works. Let's see what is people's focused. Now, let's say the first question it asks you is there a purpose to your website? Do you have a well-defined audience? For example, if we talk about Concurate, who is our well-defined audience? Our well-defined audience are founders, CEOs, or marketing heads who are looking some help around content marketing, whether it is from complete strategy to conversions or just additional hands to produce the content that aligns with their strategy. So we have a clear intent. Or if we are talking about a SaaS website, that is any of our clients, then also we have a clear cut audience. Now, actually, what happens is on Google, there are many websites which just tend to attract audience irrespective of a well-defined persona. Just because any content people are searching, they would want to write about it. But they will not keep it in mind to focus that it is relevant for that particular set of audience. Now, when you're writing some content, do you really have the ability to write from an expert's point of view and not really a novice way of writing the article? Now, how do you get that kind of expertise? Talking about the Google's helpful content update, the particular focus is about when people make purchasing decisions for products, services, and SaaS maybe falls under the product category. However, they are particularly talking about e-commerce. Now, when we say, do you have the first-hand expertise? That is, have you tried the product yourself? And how have you felt about it? And do you have the knowledge to understand how that product is helpful? For example, let's say I'm a fraud investigator, um, but I haven't yet tried a particular software. If I haven't tried, I might not know how to go about it. Or let me give a more simpler example. Let's say a hairstyler. Okay, I'm going to write a review of a hairstyler that I have not tried myself. Now there is no way you can bring the real insights which are different from their website that already mentions it. Purpose. Now, when we have a SaaS website, our primary purpose is to bring users for that SaaS. Now, if you deviate from your purpose, you are not helping or writing the people focused content. Now, it also happens on Google. Let's say you are looking for a particular SaaS, okay? You may say best SaaS software for idea management or fraud investigation. Now, when you're looking for a software, you have a goal. When you're typing that query in Google, you have a goal. Now, as a content marketer, if you're writing a piece, but the searcher's learning goal is not achieved, you're not writing the content that is focused on people. And if the goal is not achieved, the user will not have a satisfactory experience and he would leave and he would keep searching until he finds a website that can really help him with the information he needs. So this they have explained very well. If you go to their Google's AI page, wherein they told the problem and showed how it helps. It's called MUM, MUM. They say, let's say, if you were to go hiking, maybe you have already gone to Mount Adams, but not Mount Fuji yet, and you are conducting a Google search. Now, from the way the content used to be written, you will have to go to 10 different places to find all the information you need. Maybe something will help you about, difficulty kitni hogi, which gears I should use, or maybe elevation kya hai, different mountains ka, aise karke there can be many nuances of answering one query. But if one website is not doing that exhaustive coverage for you, you will have to go to multiple sites to find it. Now, as per this new AI of Google, what they are going to do is, if you can combine all this information and write a comprehensive piece which covers the different verticals of information, you are tend to be rewarded by Google. In our presentation later, I'll show how we follow this approach, especially to write the listicles for the SaaS clients that we have. Before that, let's also take a look at what Google tells us not to do. So when you are primarily writing for a search engine, you might just write a lot of content, just become a content machine, keep generating the content on different topics, might not keep it in mind that it needs to be narrowed to a certain niche. These days, what is also happening is people are intensively using artificial intelligence to generate content. Now, such automation is not helping. It is not helping ranked because as per this, what AI is doing, it is like gathering the information and maybe reproducing the information, but there is no unique story. AI doesn't have a unique experience with anything that it can add. Then let's say when you are writing a SaaS listicle, you're just adding the summary, which is very shallow. You just went to the website, you just picked up the features, but you have not done any research or tried the product yourself or watched the demo or watched certain user reviews. There's no way you can add more value to the piece you're doing. Then a few other mistakes are writing for trends. So of late, we were talking to one of our clients, and their strategy was, because metaverse is trending, we want to write about that. Whether they have something to do directly with that trend or not. Just that they said we want to showcase ourselves as a tech focused company. But if it is not directly related, just because it is trending, there's no point writing it. Then unsatisfactory experience, that is something I already explained. Now the word count thing. Do you guys think the word count matters? Google says it does not. It doesn't really matter for them what the word count is. Then are you writing based on the search traffic, or are you writing based on what you can actually write or bring insights? Then there are also mistakes people commit, that they promise an answer to a question which doesn't have an answer. For example, somebody is searching what is the release date for this upcoming movie. Now, even the producers of the movie have not released a date, and you're saying you are answering the question. So at the end of the thing, if end of the post, if you are not able to find the answer for your question, Google is going to lower the rank for it. So now it is going to understand from user experience whether you are able to answer the search query of the coming user of the user coming to your website. Then I also went to Google's page, Google's blog, wherein they tell how you should be writing reviews. So it's not just plain information about the product. It needs to be a unique user perspective as to how you felt when you were using it, and do you actually have the ability to understand the use of the product. What's also interesting is the AI that Google has. It can currently process the text information, but gradually it is also going to process the visuals or the audios or the embedded videos to see how relevant the content is, and whether it is actually a personal experience or you're able to share an opinion on it or not. Then are you able to showcase the quantitative measurement of the product in different categories? Like for example, in SaaS, there could be different benefits, features, parameter, criteria across which you would want to measure the different SaaS you're comparing, so that user has a good idea about uh, making a decision. Then it's also important to have a key differentiator. For example, let's say there is this Vima idea management software that enables open innovation, and maybe there is another idea management software that doesn't facilitate open innovation. So that is its key differentiator. Now, as a company, I might need that key differentiator, I might not. It depends on my use case. So it's important to tell who it is suitable for, what are the benefits, and if there has been a new release, you need to update the users on that. Now, based on the review guidelines or review writing guidelines that Google shares, are we sharing the information that is beyond what manufacturer has already said? If not, we are missing the mark there. Now, how at Concurate, we have a very methodical approach to writing SaaS listicles. From intro to features to every piece of information that a user needs to make a decision. Okay. These are the headings. I would like to show you this through the examples of the listicles we have done. Let's start with the intro. Now, intro is something that can easily bounce off the reader if it's not written well. So we have a few ways of writing intro. It could be about the pain point. For example, there is a certain pain point that your SaaS software solves. For example, this is a fraud investigation software. The pain point in the industry is the time it takes to process and prepare the data for investigation. And it's not the real work. The real work is in tracing the assets, seeing how funds were misused or how the crime happened. Data preparation is a monotonous task and it is prone to error. So we write an intro wherein we are able to resonate with the target audience that this is the pain in the industry, we relate to it, and we are here to give you a solution. That's one way of going about it. What is other way of going about it? Maybe you can have a story. So when you are starting an article, you can tell a very intriguing story so that user or the reader stays on your website for a longer time. For example, we were doing a piece on idea management software. Here we shared a story about PepsiCo, wherein the R&D department was given a task to prepare a snack that is low on sodium because it is affecting the people with high blood pressure. Now the R&D department is there working day in, day out, but they were not able to come up with an innovation that could solve this problem. By chance, it happened that there was a meeting with the person in some other department, and that person was having the same problem, and he from a personal experience he knew how he could solve this problem. And that's when they realized that it is important to collect ideas not just from R&D but across the enterprise. Now, by sharing this story, we have set the stage as to what an idea management software can do for you. Okay, so this is another way of writing the intro. Now, if we talk about the benefits, drawbacks, features, how to make a purchasing decision, we go highly in depth to bring that information for our readers. First, maybe we will tell when you want to invest in a software, what are the things you should look for and why, as it how those things are going to benefit you. After telling the benefits, we also make sure to show a comparison table. Now, let's say you have like zeroed down on, let's say, 4 or 5 choices. Now you want to make a comparison before buying the software. A table like this, where you are comparing the features against different softwares, it's much easier for the people to make a choice. What we also do is we tell about the suitability. Now, when I say suitability, who are the people who are going to need this software? As to it could be a small firm, a big firm, a global firm, or what is the use case that is they need this software for, how the deployment looks like, and users perspective. Now, this is something on which a lot of weightage has been laid upon as per the latest Google update on helpful content, that they need to know about personal experience. Then we also make sure to add helpful links to the content. While we are researching, we will go to various websites, we will go to YouTube videos to see if somebody has recorded a video review, or we'll try to go to websites where people actually share textual reviews, and we try to bring them in all together. And it's not just we will pick it on the face. We would want to validate that information whether it is correct or not, so that we are going to the maximum possible extent to help the reader make the decision. So the focus is on helping, and that's what the update is about. Now, what's also important here is the important piece of the puzzle is internal chatter. What do we mean by internal chatter and how it can help you write a content that Google rewards? We recently did a piece on case management software. It's a listicle wherein we tell that what features you should look for and how a certain software is leading the pack. Then we also tell a story. This is the internal chatter wherein the particular software helped US Department of Treasury to investigate a case in a very short amount of time. So the user says that we were looking for an efficient alternative to what we were already using. And this particular software helped us really well. And how it helped, what was the problem now? If you add this kind of story to the article, you are able to add a personal experience that Google is going to reward. The another way of bringing the stories is this is a case study. What you can also bring is, let's say you were having a conversation with a client and it was about the feedback for the product, or maybe you were giving a demo to the client and the user really liked something about the product. There can be many ways to bring in this internal chatter and put all your energy, just like horse goes unidirectional, you focus all your energy on helping the reader make a buying decision that is most suited for him. And we should always make sure to have all these pointers when we are writing any SaaS listicles. So a relatable intro, an engaging intro, the features to make a choice. Now, different software have pros and cons, like there are certain drawbacks. Then there is a comparison table, pricing, deployment, users perspective, helpful links, internal chatter. Now, when you are methodical about creating a SaaS listicle where you are weaving the internal chatter, there is a very high chance that you will do better when the Google update is completely rolled out in one more week from today. So they released it a couple of days ago, and within a week, they said within 2 weeks the rollout would be complete. Now, if you think, if you feel you do not understand what internal chatter is or how you can add it to your listicles, just drop us a line and we'll help you how you can go about it. Stay tuned to hear more about insights on bringing business from content marketing, and follow Concurate on how you can effortlessly bring internal stories to attract more leads and more customers. See you soon. Bye bye.